So I have a 12-point checklist for home meetings, right? And I'm going to go over this as much as possible. Feel free to be interactive, ask questions. So this is a 12-step checklist for successful home meetings that sign up prospects, right? 12-step checklist for successful home meetings. So how many of you, I know a lot of you do home meetings already. A lot of you do home meetings already. So here's a 12-step checklist. The first thing to do is, okay, to start off, you have to choose appropriate day and time for a home meeting. So this may sound like so common sense. Oh, you want to choose appropriate day and time. But you don't believe how many people I've talked to where they want to do a home meeting, but it's the wrong, most of the times it's the right time, but the wrong day. Okay, know what's happening around your community. Choose the right day for your home meeting. So I'll give you an example. Fridays are probably not good for a home meeting because people have the prospects have weekends planned doing things, right? They're not focused. They're like just happy. Their mind is not thinking about opportunities. Their mind is thinking about the weekend. Also, Wednesday nights is also not a good time because a lot of times Wednesday nights, there's community things going on. Wednesday nights, by the way, if you go to church, it's a big church night. Okay, Wednesday night church, they have a small group Bible studies a lot of times on Wednesdays. So you're conflicting. So make sure you choose a time that works appropriately. And so find out what's going on in your community, your group, that works. Okay, so some companies is a Tuesday, some people are Thursday. Right? If your company pays weekly and it closes on Friday, Thursday nights is a good time. Mondays are normally not, Mondays is coming right out of the weekend is also not a great time because a lot of holidays on Monday. Right? Tuesdays and Thursdays are normally a little better. Right, but again, you have to go back to your company. Everyone's a little different. Most of them are Wednesday, like I said, a lot of them are Thursday nights. Just like your big presentations are Thursday nights for a specific reason. Second thing to prepare is you got to have an enrollment. This sounds maybe simple, common sense. Enrollment applications printed. Okay, have your enrollment applications printed, prepared in advance. Right? Now, here's some good feedback. Is like doing Tuesdays is good. Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Tuesdays are good because you have Wednesday and Thursday to follow. If your company pays out weekly and the deadline's Friday, if you do Tuesday night, you can follow up on Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday you can sponsor them, sign them up, and hit your weekly goal. Right? You always have to have a weekly goal when you do the business. Now, it's also good for rank advancements. If you do on a Tuesday, your goal is to send as many people. Like if you want to go for a rank advancement, you need to sign up 5 people for that week. You bring in 20 people to the home meeting on Tuesday, you'll probably have enough signups to have enough signups for that 5 on Friday. So Tuesdays is also a good time. All right, Mondays is normally not a good time because you're coming right out of the weekend. Okay, and also the holidays. So Tuesdays. Second thing is have enrollment applications printed. Print them out, get them ready, and highlight the sign-up area. Okay, highlight where to sign. So there's 2 reasons why having the enrollment applications done is good. Number one, you're visualizing your success already. You should be expecting people to join, expecting sign-ups, right? Expecting them. And you also become more professional, more prepared. Now, when you have the applications, of course, you don't leave them out. So people think that they're going to get sold, right? So you put them away, and when it's time to close, then you bring them out. But here's a very important step is go highlight where they need to sign and all other important info. So what do I mean by that? If you ever gone to like rent a car or like sign something for a hotel, do they have you look at all the form or they actually highlight in yellow where you have to sign? They make it easy where you have to sign initial, right? Any type of thing, with whether you've ever got a loan, bought a house, a car, or anything, rent a car, right? It makes it easy. So People relate to that. When you just give them a form that's not highlighted, they feel like they have to read everything. And if they can read everything, it's going to slow down the sale. You're just going to scare people away. So keep it simple. Just keep it simple. What I like to do is just put the name, the contact info, name, the address, the email address, and then sign. Right? Sign. The name, sign, the payment info. That's all you need. All the other stuff, how much the product's going to cost, all that, they don't need to fill that out. Because if you don't highlight it, what's going to happen? They're going to start looking at it, and that distracts them. And they're going to have questions. And anything that people are not clear about, who have questions, will prevent them from signing up. Okay, that is something you should write down. If there's confusion or something not clear, it prevents signups. Think about it. Anytime that you're unclear about something, you probably did not sign up for something, right? You probably say, oh, I need more time. I need to think about it, correct? So make it clear and simple for them, all right? Okay, number 3, now look at this checklist. This is all before we even do the meeting, okay? The next thing is promote meeting. All leaders are good promoters. They're very good at promotion. Leaders are promoters. You got to promote events. You got to promote trainings. Of course, you got to promote your home meeting. Now, here's a tip about promoting. You promote the speaker. You promote speaker and the event, and not the company, right? You want to create curiosity in the speaker and the event. Why? Because if you're just promoting a company, what are people going to do? People just go, oh, I'd rather research. Let me just Google it and research it and find out. Correct? So, because you probably you can find the company information. And it's also, if you're promoting the event or the products, okay, I should say not the company, not the products, what happens? You sound like a what? Sound like a salesperson, correct? So don't be promoting the company products. Instead of promoting me, instead of saying, oh, you got to go to this meeting to learn about this great company, these great products, you sound like a salesperson. Promote a speaker. So you got to listen to this person, John Smith. He is so successful. He's taught me a lot of skills. He's actually taught me how to manage my time better, how to earn a second income. He's really successful. Okay? So that's an idea. You promote the speaker, and you can promote the topic, but you're not promoting the company or events. Most people make the mistake of promoting the company events to sound like a salesperson. Let me ask you this question. Can you think of easily a time when someone promoted company or products, try to sell you a company or sell you products before? Right? Easy, right? Commercial. You turn on the TV, look at the internet, everyone's selling company and products, right? That's good advertising. But when was the last time someone promoted a speaker or an event? Probably much more rare, correct? Much more rare. So because it's rare, people are more interested in that. They're like, oh, what is this about? Because the chances are they probably haven't heard anyone promote a speaker or event before. Does this make sense? Say yes if it makes sense. Right? Say it makes sense. So think about how to promote. And I'm going to give you a tip here. This is a tip. Is actually called tip. Right? Tip stands for T is the topic. Topic. So what is the topic that you're going to talk about? So the speaker, hey Donnie, how's it going? So the topic is like this person is going to talk about how you can build a second stream of income on a part-time basis. You're going to earn an extra $200 to $500 a month without getting conflict with your current job, right? It's the topic. And why right now the jobs, people are working harder and harder, but it's harder to retire. So you edify and promote the topic. Second thing is so you promote the topic and the importance. So why is this important about second income? Because jobs, as you tell, now that the economy has changed ever since 2008, companies lay off employees. Company loyalty is no longer important. Working 20, 30 years doesn't guarantee you security. That's why you really have to do something on the side to protect yourself. That's why it's very important. If you look, people are laid off right now. Jobs are being retrenched, laid off. Jobs are outsourced, right? The whole internet has changed the whole outsourcing games. That's why it's important to have a second income to protect yourself. All right? I is important. The last one's P. P stands for person. Edify the person. So who is this person? This person is, if I'm going to use an example, John Smith. John is very successful. He actually started out like this. He had a job working at corporate America for 40, 50 hours a week in the finance department, but he was worried about layoffs because he knew his company was going through cutbacks. They were laying off, and he wondered, hey, what's going to happen to me? Right? Because he was actually telling the company, hey, we have redundancy in these departments as companies laying off, which is submitting the reports. He's seen the company cutting back on expenses. So, hey, one day that can happen to me. So while he was in his late 20s, he started doing a part-time business. And after working a part-time, just generate $500 a week, earn more and more. And that's just become his full-time profession. Now, what he's teaching, he's become successful and he's teaching other people how to do it. And he works really well. He's helped me out. You need to listen to him. He's very, very, very successful. He goes around the country and speaks. Okay, so you're promoting the person. Now, I just give a very simple way to edify him. If you want, you can promote him more, but promote the person. Okay, so you promote the topic, the importance, and the person, but not the products and the company. Now, of course, at the whole meeting, once you get them there, then you're going to show them the products and the company. But you want to get them first. Get them there first. All right? Clear? All right. So moving on. So the fourth thing on the checklist, this is very important, which a lot of people don't do, is you got to confirm the meeting with 24 hours in advance. Okay? You must give a deadline. So, for example, if I'm inviting like Donnie, if I'm inviting Donnie to tomorrow's night's presentation, I'm going to call him before 24 hours. If tomorrow's meeting is 7 p.m., I'm going to call him this afternoon and say, hey, Donnie, this is Simon. Just want to confirm that you're coming over to my house. I need to prepare. I need just to be prepared. I need a head count. Please call me back or leave me a voicemail. Send me a text message by 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. If I don't hear back from you, then you're just canceled. Okay, I'm going to cancel your spot. Right? So it's just like the way you do it in one-on-one, you have to give them a deadline and take it away from them. When you push people away, that creates scarcity. That creates desire. People are like, oh, why are you taking it away from them? They actually wanted more when you take it away from them. So, hey, Donnie, this is Simon, just calling, just making sure you're coming tomorrow. I need to know a good head count. So please tell me yes or no. Just call me back. We'll leave me a text message. We'll leave me a voicemail. If I don't hear back to you from 9 a.m. tomorrow, because I got to prepare, I'm going to consider you out. I'm going to cross you off the list. All right? So I'm going to see what Donnie says. All right? It's really important to confirm. Most people don't confirm because they're scared. Think about it. I've been down there. When I first started, I was there where I was scared to confirm. Right, how many of you have been scared to call your prospects to confirm? Right? Yeah, why is you scared? Because you're afraid they're not going to show up. You're afraid they're going to say no. But it's really, think about it, it's really silly because whether you're going to call and confirm or not, if they're not going to show up, they're not going to show up regardless of whether you're calling them or not. Right? If they made up their mind, hey, I'm not going to go there. If you call them or not call them, even if you don't call them, they're still not going to show up. It's like the emperor's clothes. Just because you don't, don't fool yourself. Right? So you have to go there and confirm. If anything, when you confirm, that creates posture. And posture is having confidence. The more you push people away, you're stirring your posture, the more people buy you. So it's just, if I don't hear from you by 9 a.m., your spot's taken. I have to cancel because I need you to save your spot for someone else. And we can do it some other time. You take it away from them. Okay? When they cancel, it's not a bad thing if they cancel because it just saves you time. It saves you time. They're probably a bad prospect. You got to see it this way. If they cancel, if they're a good prospect, they're going to go and schedule anyway, right? If they cancel, never show up, they're not good anyway to begin with. So you're going to get that rejection sooner or later. You might as well get it quicker. But if they are serious, by calling them, you stand out. And this is about posture. Let me ask you, do most people, your prospects, right? They've probably been invited to other things before, correct? They've been invited to other things. Do most people confirm or push them away? They don't, right? So the fact that you do, immediately they think that you are successful because you have the guts to do what other people don't have. So if you don't need them, that means, wow, you must be really successful because you don't need me, right? They actually, if the impression you give actually creates the curiosity that, oh, Bea must be really successful. She just says, if I don't call her back, she's going to cancel on me. The last couple of people I talked to, they're begging me to go. She said she doesn't care if I go or not. So she must be very successful. She must have a lot of people. Right? And you should have a lot of people because you have a whole world of people to talk to. It's not you're fooling anyone. It's not you're lying. You have a whole world of people to talk to. Right? If you live in Mexico City, you walk in the streets, there's tons of people you're going to talk to. You don't need that person. right? And you can also give the impression, if it's true, you have a list of people waiting to take their place if they don't come, right? If your home is small, and again, don't lie, make sure it's real. Hey, my home only fits 10 people. We have actually, we're overbooked. If I don't hear back to you from 9 a.m., we have to cancel you, right? But if you get back to me, you're one of the first ones. I'll save your spot. Well, just whatever you say, just make sure it's true. You're not lying. Okay, you have integrity. So you must call to confirm, and I like to, confirm before 9 a.m. Okay, tomorrow morning. Okay, the next one is, so this is before the meeting starts again. This is really important. Now, if you are doing a meeting, is your mindset important? Let me ask you, do you need to be a negative mindset or you have to be positive? Right? You have to be positive or negative. Obviously, you have to be positive, tons of energy, right? Now, if someone does not show up, right, tells you, it's like just you're about to present, and like 30, 45 minutes later calls you and tells you they're not coming, what happens to your energy? Do you get more excited or you get disappointed a little bit? Now, you're obviously going to be disappointed, correct? That you're positive, but someone just texts you, calls you, oh, they're not coming. You'll be disappointed. So here's the thing. If you're disappointed, do you think your prospects can see that? And especially if you have prospects in your house, say it's starting at 7 p.m., some guest comes at 6:40, 6:45, and then they're talking to you, and then your phone comes in and someone canceled, and you get it at maybe 6:55, 5 minutes before it starts. Do you think you're obviously going to be a little bit disappointed, or your mental state is different? Do you think your prospects will see a difference? Absolutely. They'll be like, oh, something happened. Something happened to Janice. I can see that she's excited, but not like the way before. Something must have happened, right? We can tell people when people have bad phone calls, correct? Now, you can hide it, but sometimes you can't hide it that well, correct? So, important thing is put away the phone at least 1 hour before meeting starts. Okay? Put away the phone at least 1 hour before the meeting starts. So whether they cancel, you don't care. You're focused, right? This is what happens. A lot of times you have one or two guests in your meeting, right? I've seen this happen. One or two guests at your home meeting. You're talkative, right? And all of a sudden you get this text that this other person's not coming. Now your attention, your energy, you're thinking, oh, I can't believe John's not coming. I can't believe Lori's not coming too. And you're thinking about the people who don't show up, and you forget about the people who did show up. Most of the time, we forget about what we lost. We don't forget about who's there. So those two excellent prospects are there already. You forgot about them. Instead, your time and attention, you think about people who don't show up. So you just avoid that. If you put away the phone, at least you're being more present. Okay, you're present. You actually realize there's a lot of opportunities in front of you. Does that make sense? Okay, another thing don't do is don't go peeking. Okay, don't go peeking out there at the window. Oh, see if that person's coming. Every time you hear a car, oh, it's that person coming. Prospect. I've seen actually people do that. It looks very bad. Right? Some of you are smiling, but it looks really bad. Right? If they're coming, they're coming. If they don't come, they don't come. Just focus on who is there. All right. So I know, Dave, you said you do that. If you do that, it makes you look bad. Bad posture. If you're so successful, Dave, why are you worried about these people who don't show up? Right? If you have a successful person, again, you always want to track up, right? You want to sponsor people better. If I was one of your prospects and you're looking, I'm like, why is David not talking to me? Why is he busy looking outside? If you're so successful, why is he worried this person comes or not? If he's so successful, he doesn't need this person. He probably has a huge downline, very successful. Why is he so worried about this person not coming? That's immediately what I'm thinking. Okay? This is what successful people be thinking. So it makes you look bad. It makes you look pathetic. Oh, was that person coming or not? So forget it. Turn off your phones. Focus. Your mindset should be on what's happening, right? You got a big game. You got a big basketball. You got a big football game coming. Your mind's waiting for the tip-off, the kickoff. You don't worry about, what's happening back at home, right? That's what athletes, they don't check their phones. They're focused. Mental state is in the game. Your mental state is in the presentation. All right? So put away the phone. Don't look outside. Focus on who's there. And I tell you, if the people don't show up, just focus on the one or two that do show up. Focus. It's better to have 100% of your energy on those 2 prospects that show up, that deserve your time. Again, deserve your time, not need your time. Deserve your time, and do a better presentation for them. All right. Okay. So don't be looking outside. Okay. Don't be looking out the window. Right. So just be present. Focus on the meeting and the presentation. Okay. Next thing is you want to set up the sofa and TV. Okay, I put down TV there, or the laptop, okay, or the projector, or using Apple TV, right? If you're using a DVD, a TV, or projector, get that set up. Use sofas. Okay, make it comfortable. Also, use dining room table chairs, home meeting chairs. Don't use folding chairs. Okay, again, why should we not use folding chairs? Avoid using folding chairs. Why do you think we shouldn't do that, or avoid doing that if possible? It's duplication, exactly, right? It's less duplicated. You don't want to think like, oh, I have to buy all this equipment to do this stuff. When you sign a person, you want to say, this is a business. This is business about building a business from home, right? Anyone can come to my house, I present. Now, the question from Jennifer, you asked about strangers. Strangers may not, if you don't feel comfortable with strangers coming home, first of all, you should be, if you're new in the business, you should be talking to your warm market. You shouldn't be talking to strangers. Talking to a list of 100, 200 people you know. Talk to those people first. And if you don't feel like going straight to the home meeting, you present to them online or through Skype or through a phone before you bring them to the home meeting. But you want to set up the sofa TV, make it friendly, make it casual, okay? Casual and fun, so that anyone can do it. You want to make it duplicatable. Everyone has a sofa and a TV. Actually, except for me, I don't have a TV, but everyone has a sofa, or I guess I could use my projector. But everyone has a sofa at their home. Every home has a sofa, places to sit. If you don't have a place to sit on the floor and on the rug, right? Make it casual. Right? This should be really like when you have a friend get together. You don't do folding chairs. To keep it casual. Now, 7 is you want to keep it simple. Very simple. Keep it simple. Okay. So keep it simple means you want to make it duplicatable. Right. So don't spend money. We talk about folding chairs. Also, don't spend money on fancy stuff or elaborate food displays. Now, some people like to, I know you like to entertain, cook a nice spread, good food, all this hors d'oeuvres, whatever. Hey, there's a time for that. That's cool, like a birthday party, a holiday party, a party. This is not a party. This is a home meeting. Again, you don't want to create an impression. You have to go out and spend all this money to do a home meeting. Okay, it should be simple stuff, easy to prepare. Okay, water, some soft drinks, easy, simple stuff. Okay, nothing elaborate, no fancy china, paper plates, and all that. Simple. Use simple things. All right, the next one, 8, is you want to get upbeat music. Upbeat music is extremely important. Create an exciting atmosphere. Exciting but casual atmosphere. So whatever upbeat music, like whatever your group is, like, so upbeat music for you, Amanda, may be different from like someone who's like Dave Bolton, right? Someone younger, right? Maybe different. Whatever your crowd is, what music do they like, right? Depends on your prospects too. What are your prospects? What type of music you like? Make sure you have a playlist so it doesn't end out. You can easily create playlists on iTunes, on Spotify now, stream music. Make sure it's offline, so if the internet goes out, you still have music. Put upbeat music that gets people excited, that can be played loud. All right? Now, get that ready. Next is set up a product display. Okay, but here's the thing. You ready? You want to cover it. You want to hide it. Why do you want to hide the product? Now, most people don't do this. It's a big mistake. Why do you want to hide the product display? Why do you want to hide it? Why do you think you want to hide the products? So people can. Aren't you supposed to, talk about the products in the company? Why are you hiding it? because you want to create curiosity, right? Exactly. So number one, people don't think you're trying to sell them. Absolutely. Number two is create curiosity. Also, when they walk in the door, if they see the products already, it's like seeing the movie, the end of the movie before the movie starts. You know what's about already. They know, oh, so this is going about these. So, oh, this is going about these nutritional products. I see. You want to be talking about these nutrition products. That person may not be excited anymore. I mean, a lot of people may not be excited about nutrition, but after you hear your presentation, watching the company video, they may be really excited. But you're basically giving them a prejudgment. Oh, it's about supplements. Oh, I'm not interested in this. Oh, my mom did all this stuff, right? All about shakes again. I've heard so many companies selling shakes. Oh, it's another one of those. So you're ruining the curiosity. You're killing the curiosity. And also, yes, you may sound a little salesy, but it's the curiosity. You're really giving away the movie before you giving the ending of the movie before you even show the movie. So hide it. Right? Now you will show. When do we show the products? At the end of the presentation. That's when we show them. After the end of the presentation or during the presentation, when you're talking about, then you can take the cover off. Right? It's almost like if I showed you something, but I covered it. Just imagine I had a book. This is the most awesome book I've ever read. I cover it, but I don't show you. You're like, oh, Simon, what's that book? But if I showed it to you, then there's no suspense. Right? So you want to create suspense. So when you talk about a product, talk about them, that's when you open the cover. So you can get a black sheet, something like that, or colored sheet, bed sheet, cover it up, and then you open it up when it's the time. Okay. Now this may be different for bigger meetings, maybe a little bit different from that. If people know about a product, maybe different. But generally, create curiosity and suspense and makes people pay attention to their presentation. Now, another thing about a product is I've seen people make a big mistake is you should only include products that you plan to sell or in packages or in the startup packages. Okay? So the question is, do you actually have products or photos? No, you have products there. You have a home meeting. Normally, you can take the products from your startup kit. When you get started, you have products in there. You can use those products. Okay, now, only include products that you plan to sell or you have in the startup packages. So why is that? Right? Because what happens is, let me ask you, it keeps it simple, yes. And also, when people are confused or people want something, they don't have it, they end up not buying anything. Right? How many times have you been in the store and you wanted something, but they don't have it? And then you're disappointed. Right? Chances are you're probably not going to get the alternative. Your heart, you actually went out, you want to get something. Right? So here's an example. Maybe it's also less options equals less confusion. Keep it simple for people to sign up. So having all these type of products makes it complicated. I'll give you an example of complicated. So just say you have a startup package right? And you have these type of products, and your company also has these energy drinks, right? And so you have these energy drinks out there, but you don't plan to sell the energy drinks. So when I get started, I'm like, wow, this is so. I mean, after the presentation, I take some of the energy. You give out samples. If you have it, you probably give out samples of the energy drinks. I try the energy drink. I was like, this is awesome. Now let me guess. I'm excited to get started. But I find out the startup packages doesn't have the energy drinks. Now, what do you think? I'm disappointed, right? Or I'll think, oh, how come? Then as a prospect, oh, how come these energy drinks are not in the package? Can I get started just the energy? Can I get started just with the energy drinks? Now? If you plan to sell a package just with energy drinks, maybe you create your own package. You select certain products for people to sign up. Where your company has something like that, where you can buy a certain type of volume and get started. Then yeah, so have the energy drinks. But if you don't plan to do that, you only plan to market and push certain startup packages. Only include products that are in the packages. Or your company has this diet cookie. Oh, I love these cookies. This tastes so good, but oh, I can't, they're not in the startup packages. So people get disappointed. Then actually, they may just want to become a customer. They actually don't want to do the business. Right? So if you have a product that's big seller and it's not in your company startup packages, first, I don't understand why it wouldn't be. But if it was, perfect. If it's not, then I would recommend you create your own startup packages. Most companies, you can buy a certain amount of volume. You can get started. Buy your own startup packages that has the popular products. All right? Does it make sense? Extremely important. All right? Anyone else? That makes sense? Okay, we're going to move on to number 10. Actually, before I go to number 10, getting back to the product display, right? You also don't want to have a video playing. Don't have video playing before a presentation starts. Right? Some people have a video playing. That's not good. Right? Have upbeat music playing. Have upbeat music. Now, some cultures, maybe in the Philippines, where people are 40 minutes late and it's acceptable, man, you may have to play a video, right? People show up late. But like generally, if you're in the US, Australia, people show up on time. You're not going to show up 45 minutes, an hour late. So don't have a video playing, because if you have a video of your company playing, that again destroys the curiosity. I know everything already, so why should I pay attention to your presentation? Right? So create curiosity, right? So you play the video during the presentation, or you can play it after the presentation. But before it starts, you should be playing upbeat music and create a casual environment where people feel relaxed. Because if you're playing a company video, people expecting them to be sold. They're going to get sold. So they're more defensive already. So make it casual and fun environment. All right. Number 10 is now we're actually during the presentation, right? So maybe you're pressing play, pressing the video, or your upline, or your upline is presenting, okay? This is, your upline is presenting. So what you do is don't stop to answer questions during the presentation, okay? Don't stop to answer the questions, because you're just a couple of things can happen, right? Why do we not answer questions during the presentation? Because only bad things can happen. Well, number one is a negative prospect may answer negative questions. Oh, this sounds like one of those pyramid. How is this different from one of those pyramid schemes that we've done before? How is this different from the pyramid scheme that the company that just got shut down? Oh, how is this different from the big A word? Oh, the A company. My mom did that. They ask these negative, or how's this different? My auntie did one of these things. Well, some of it, if someone raises their hands, there are sometimes people who are troublemakers, right? They just want to cause trouble. Troublemakers and say, hey, how's this different from what my auntie did? Or this is all BS. This is not good. And by the way, I made that mistake before when I first started. I remember one time I was in Malaysia and this person asked me this question. I talked about the compensation plan, and this guy asked questions about it. I just briefly went over, but he wanted me to go into detail. And by the way, in Malaysia, they need to, note about a compensation plan. I told him, and his arms was folded. He said, no, it doesn't seem like it. It sounds, he raised his hand. I thought it was a question, but instead he made a comment. That sounds too good to be true. Most of the time, never happens this way. It never happens this way. I've done it before. It never works. I don't. Where did you get those numbers from? So and I had showed the average earnings for a distributor, and I had good prospects there. And all of a sudden, I was like, first of all, it got me all a little emotionally riled up. Right? Got me more defensive. My tone probably shifted a little bit. That time I wasn't as good. I probably got, my facial expression changed. I was a little disturbed that he would ask that question. But there were good prospects in there that saw me being emotionally rattled a little bit because I wasn't as experienced. And also, these good prospects never even thought about something negative like that. Right? So if you answer questions, don't take them. Also, it may sidetrack you to talk about something totally different. It may ask you a question that you may address later on, maybe 10 minutes down the presentation, and you end up repeating yourself, or may make you repeat what you said before. But really, it just don't give them the opportunity to do that. You never know what type of question will come up. Right? Generally, the people with questions, lots of questions, are normally never going to sign up. Right? People with a lot of questions, they normally don't sign up right on the spot. They require numerous of follow-ups. So the chances are, whatever you answer that night, the person's not going to sign up that night. That person's going to sign up later down the road on follow-up calls. So don't stop to answer questions. You could answer. I'll tell you when to answer the questions in a second. Okay, answer after when the meeting's over. Okay, next one. Does that make sense? A lot of people make the mistake, and I made the mistake. Don't stop to answer questions. Keep going. Just save your questions to the end. Next one is, when you start the presentation, post a note on the door to let latecomers know to be quiet. You never ever assume that people will be quiet. Also, when you say quiet, instantly, do people like Dave? If people showed up, your prospects, you're on the window, they don't show up, but they show up like 30, 20 minutes late. If they see a note on the door saying to be quiet, will they respect the meeting more? Right? They'll immediately respect the meeting more. It's more like a serious event, right? So put a simple note, hey, if we started already, please be quiet. Or if you have a side entrance, if it's a living room, maybe you don't want to barge in the front, come to the side or something, but let them know the presentation has started. Please be quiet. Okay. Great question. Do you have a time span recommendation for presentations? That's really using the effective presentation formula. You can make it 30. A whole meeting could be 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, 30 to 40 minutes. Keep it short. You don't need to go into detail because you keep people interested, right? You can even go shorter than that. But where you go long is when you can answer the questions. Okay, so your initial presentation could be short. Again, you're not really presenting. If someone's presenting to you, or you play a DVD, play a video. All right, so after the presentation's ended, what's the first thing you should do after the presentation ends? Anyone have an idea? Okay, first thing you do after the presentation ends is you turn up the music once presentation is over. Right, that playlist, upbeat music. Don't play sad songs, sappy songs. Play upbeat music. It's the same ones that you played in the beginning. You want to play songs that motivates people. This is like the climax of the movie, right? If you watch a movie, it's the most exciting part. People want to sign up. You don't want to play songs that make them sad. Play songs that make them excited. That hey, I can do this. Play upbeat songs. Turn up the music once the presentation is over. Now, why is it important to play up the music? Right? Exactly. I have the Tiger. It's a good song. So that's in my movie playlist. So why should you turn up the music? Not only just to get people excited, to keep the energy high. Exactly. Right? Because while this is going on, you're going to escort. You're going to walk the bad prospects out the door. You thank them and you get them out of there. Okay? This is your time to focus on the hot prospects. So you know what happens, because there's prospects that just show up to maybe support you, but have no interest, or people are negative, right? You can ask people, are you 1, 2, or 3? Right? Are you ready to get started, or you have some questions, or you're not interested, right? So 3 types. You're ready to get started, you have questions, or number 3, you're not interested. So the ones who are not interested, do you think you'll be able to convince them that night? Do you think any of you can convince them that night? Probably not, right? No way. So cut your losses and get them out of it. They're like bad apples, and you want to put bad apple in the bag of good apples. What's happened to the rest of the good apples? They're going to be all bad. They're going to be all bad. Right? Bad apples turn good apples into bad. So you want to get all those bad apples out of there, because they're going to start asking questions. Oh, how's this not a pyramid scheme? Or I heard the FTC is cracking down on this. Or my aunt did something like this, doesn't work. Or those products are always overpriced. Or how does this compare to Costco products? They're much cheaper. They ask you all these negative questions. So what's going to happen is you may have a prospect that's really interested, and here's these negative comments, and you're going to lose them. Just as this is the same reason why you don't stop to answer questions. So you want to focus. Don't be greedy. Try to sign up everyone. Please, that's where you lose. Focus on the 1 or 2 and get the bad ones out of there. So you thank them. They thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate the support. And thank them. And you should thank them because they came to support you, right? Instead of having 1 people show up, maybe 2 or 3 of them showed up. Now you have a bigger presentation. Thank them, right? Thank them. So I'll tell you how you do this. So thank them. So what you do is, that's another reason why you want the music up high. So if you have negative stuff, like these negative prospects, do they yell out their objections, or they kind of whisper to you, or they'll talk to you about it? Do you think they're yelling on the top of the lungs and talk, oh no, this is a pyramid scheme? Maybe once in a while, but most of the time they're not, right? So you want to play the music loud, because when the music loud, the rest of the people can't hear them. Okay, it's really important. They can't hear that. If I say, hey, Simon, this is one of the I know my aunt did one of these things, and no, the products are so much more expensive, and market saturation. I don't know if it works. I don't want my good prospects like on the other end of the sofa to hear it. Normally, they speak very soft spoken. They don't have a concern, right? They're not gonna be yelling. So that's why you treat them well. You thank them. They're gonna say something. So maybe on the way they're walking in the door, they go, "Oh, I don't know. I'm not." While you thank them, say, "Oh, I don't know." Or maybe they even concerned. Well, Simon, maybe you should think twice. I don't know if you sure you want to do this. I don't know if this is working now. How long have you been doing this? Maybe ask me just questions out of concern, right? I don't want my good prospects to listen to this. If I just been new for 2 months, I don't say, "Oh, I've been new for 2 months." I don't want my prospects to know that, right? So play up the music. It drowns out the negative. Right. So you escort, you take them out the door, thank them so much for coming. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate you taking your valuable time. Thank them and let them go. Now, how do you find out? Just say, hey, are you 1, 2, 3? Are you ready to get started? I'll be more than happy to help you. Okay. If you have questions, come here. If you have questions, go to this corner. Now, if you're working in a team group, you can say, just if I'm working with you, Bayer, say, right? So the ones who have questions, do you think they'll sign up that day? Do you think they'll sign up that night? They're probably not going to sign up, right? They're not going to sign up. They'll require follow-up, right? So the best person in the room should handle the hardest, the easiest sign-ups. So if I was the person in the room, like the leader, and I'm working with you, Bayer, all the ones who are interested in sign up, let me talk to them. I'll make them feel good and I'll close them, right? So I'll say, if you're ready to get started, come see me. I'll be in this part of the room and I'll help you. If you have questions, talk to Bea. She's a medical doctor. She can answer all your questions you have. She'll be over there. She'll be on the other side of the room, okay, other end of the sofa, what other part of the room, in the living room, or in the kitchen, right? If you have questions, go to Bea. She can go to the kitchen. And if you're 3, you're not interested, go see Amanda. Amanda will, thank you. We'll take care of you, right? We'll walk you out the door. Thank you so much for coming. So you can easily separate them like that. Okay, but you'll save the best person to work with the signups. So it's interesting because I did this with Robert Allen. Robert Allen is a best-selling author, $1 million, multimillionaire. And when I worked with him, of course, he got all the easy signups, and I had to deal with the people with all these nagging questions. So he got all the fun of signing up with these people. But that's how we work in teams. Right? That's how we work in teams. The top leader will make people more comfortable. He signed them all up. Other person answers the questions. And the questions normally cannot be answered all in one night. You set up for follow-up calls. A lot of those people who want questions, they may actually want to check out the products or learn more. All right? But this is your time to focus on the on the hot prospects. On your hot prospects, people want, this is when the people may want to take a look at the products. Take a look at the products, right? They may want to look at the products. They want to go to the applications, right? So those are the 12 steps to running successful home meetings. Home meetings are really good because it's simple, easy, and duplicatable. Anyone can do it. All of you right now, tonight, this week, can set up a home meeting. People come, right? And all you need is a sofa, living room. You don't need to buy any equipment, TV. If you're doing a DVD online presentation, use a projector. You don't have a projector, you can play off your laptop, play off your iPad. Another thing is, by the way, Apple TV is really good. Not to promote Apple, because I'm a big Apple fan, but Apple TV, or you can use Google TV, streams. You can connect the HDMI cable right to the TV, and you can play off your device immediately on there. You don't even need a projector. Okay, very good. So just a recap of these 12 steps. Number 1, a lot of these steps important to running a good meeting is done before the presentation, okay? It's not during the presentation, before. So choose the appropriate day and time. Number 2, have the enrollment applications printed. Make sure all the information that's required for sign up is highlighted. The key, don't just give them a blind, unhighlighted, just a plain enrollment form. Number 3 is promote the meeting. You got to promote the speaker, use tip, promote the topic, the importance of the topic and the person. Number 4 is confirm the meeting. Very important. Confirm the meeting 24 hours in advance. You must give a deadline. Okay, you got to confirm, and I have to confirm before 9 a.m. Number 5 is put away the phone at least 1 hour before the meeting starts. Don't be looking out the window. Don't be present. Remember, you got to guard your excitement, your energy. Don't let all those last-minute cancellations and postponements, people not showing up, ruin your enthusiasm. Number 6 is set up your sofa. Okay, your TV or preview projector, make it simple, duplicatable. Number 7 is keeping it simple. No folding chairs. Don't spend money on this elaborate food, cook all that stuff. Keep things very simple. Okay, if you want to like to do the cooking stuff, make that a team celebration, team meeting. That's when you do it, but keep it simple. Number 8 is get upbeat music, create an exciting but casual atmosphere. Number 9 is set up a product display, right? But cover it. You want to create curiosity. So and only include the products that you plan to sell or in the startup packages, because you don't want, the last thing you want is people want a product that he can't get that day, right? Or they won't be able to get by signing up. Number 10 is don't stop to answer questions, right? You want to keep going, answer the questions later. Number 11, post a note on the door to let latecomers know to be quiet. And number 12 is turn up the music once the presentation is over, because you want to walk the bad prospects out the door. Turn up the music, that increases excitement and also drowns out the negative comments or negative questions that don't help to lead to signups. And this is your time to focus on the hot prospects. Hot prospects are the one person that closes. The other people have questions, follow up. Okay, you can follow up later on. And now, if you're just one person, okay, if just one person, then like focus on people who sign up, or the ones who have questions. Just say, I know it's getting late. Thank you for coming. I'll give you a call. We can answer your questions some other time. All right. Don't Because one person handling 4 different prospects, while 1 is ready to sign up, 3 have all these questions, you're going to lose that 1 prospect. So instead of getting 1 prospect to sign up, you're going to end up getting 0. Okay, so a question is, what happens if a person who's not interested wants to stay and try the product? Say, sure, let them stay then. So then they're not really not interested. They actually have questions. If they say they're number 3, but they want to see try the products, they're not interested. They are interested, but they have questions. They want to learn more, right? Okay, another question coming from Jennifer. If a negative question escapes during the presentation, would it be appropriate to just push the question for later and never get to it, or just tell the questions off for after? So great question. Very good question, Jennifer. So let them know when we start this, you have questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them, but to save everyone's time, and again, that is an awesome statement, to save everyone's time, we'll save the questions for later. So hold your questions, I'll answer them after. I answer all the questions after the presentation. Okay, so that way they won't even bring it up. Do you recommend doing home meetings, inviting neighbors? Absolutely. Do invite everyone. So if you're asking that question, what's stopping you? Are you afraid of rejection? Are you afraid of, why are you even asking that question? Home meetings are duplicatable. So if you think about inviting neighbors, then you got to think about what's the mindset that's going on. What's the negative thinking, right? You should be embracing the home meetings to everyone because it's duplicatable. And the great thing about it is when people do sign up this way, they can recreate and redo this same process. So make sure you take advantage of home meetings. Definitely plan out for this week or something. Do home meetings. Get your team to do home meetings. If you're not doing home meetings, talk to your leader, or if you're by yourself, do home meetings, because it's a very simple and quick way to do the business, because they're very duplicatable. And it's in the very relaxed atmosphere, which is relaxed, fun, and casual. And it's something that everyone can do. So next step is for you, go look at this checklist. Number 1, choose your appropriate day and time. When is your next home meeting? All right, so that wraps up for this training. Thank you.